One thing that one learns taking members of Congress, for example, to ANWR, to the Arctic and Alaska, you see it through their eyes. I've been up there so many thousands of times that it's normal to me, but then you see it through fresh eyes and it's very, very intriguing. And the first thing that nearly 99% of them say is, it's so much bigger than I ever thought. This is a massive area. I mean, it just goes on and on and on to an incomprehensible extent. And I've just finished flying 5,000 miles across the nation to get here, and it still blows my mind how large it is. And the point is that there is a lot of acreage out there, but the amount that is going to be utilized, the 2,000, I mean, you see that in your local park. That's what you're talking about. Just a little bit bigger perhaps than an average local park. I mean, it's a very, very small footprint that would be settled permanently on there for production. I've experienced how cold it gets. Perhaps, again, I'll use the analogy or the picture of a member of Congress. I won't give his name. He was a member of the Senate, actually, who went up there in the wintertime because we had been badgering him about not only having not gone there, and the fact that going there in the middle of summer, which is usually July or August in political terms, because that's when they're off from Washington DC, is not really typical. And if you want to go there to see it in its normal state, you go in wintertime. Well, this particular senator went up there in the wintertime, and he was so miserable it wasn't even funny. And he had, fortunately for him in a way, we told him, you know, you have to dress warmly, and we gave him a parka. And he got out of the helicopter, and we were sort of messing around on the ground in the snow, in the dark. And his fingers were falling off, and he went back to the helicopter and took out 3 pairs of socks and put them on his hands. And that's how cold it was. I mean, as far as he was concerned, it was just so incomprehensibly cold. I mean, I've been up there in the wintertime, and I've seen a cable, an electricity cable, lying on the snow, and it was in the way. So I got one end of the cable, and another fella got the other end, and we picked it up to move it, and it just broke into little bits. It was like an icicle. Everything was so brittle. This was electrical cable. It just broke. And that's how cold it was.
And I could imagine too then, like you think animals aren't frolicking in that environment, that most of them would not even be around when...
No, you don't see animals in the wintertime. I mean, very, very rarely a musk oxen will wander through, but you see how shaggy they are, and you see how they survive in the winter with their fur and quilt and so on. But no, everything else is gone or is hibernated. Even the caribou migrate out during the winter.